We hate to leave this match, but let's go right now here in the Coliseum, to our media room. Let's go to Jim Herd.
Thank you, Jim Ross, and hello, wrestling fans. My name is Jim Herd, and I'm the Executive Vice President of World Championship Wrestling. I'm here to read a very important statement from the World Championship Wrestling Board. World Championship Wrestling is saddened to report that after extensive negotiations with Nature Boy Ric Flair stretching over the course of nearly 1 year, the parties have been unable to arrive at a mutually satisfactory contractual relationship. As a result, the WCW Board has decided that the best course of action for WCW and its fans is to declare the World Championship title vacant and to determine a new champion at the Great American Bash, July the 14th in Baltimore. Lex Luger, the #1 contender and current United States champion, will remain on the title card at the Great American Bash. His opponent will be determined by the WCW Board, and I will be back later in this program with that decision. On a personal note, I want to take this opportunity to extend my best wishes to Ric Flair and wish him the best in the future. He has been a great champion. Back to Jim Ross at ringside.
Jim, other Jim, there with the bearer of bad news, and I thought that was the perfect way to start this thing, because really not fucking much happened the little bit before this pay-per-view. There were things that happened, like we'll get into the 6-man tag titles. There are physical championships now. I know that was huge news to you, since you're a huge WCW 6-man tag team division fan, and I mean, who's not? And then also, I did it. I know I sent you that link to that War Games.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it, and I have thoughts. Oh, buddy. So, yeah, man. Right off the bat, didn't have shit for the 22 June show. It just
Okay. So we kind of took a little bit more of a space on this episode, and so I knew I was going to be busy this week. My wife's away for the week. Work. I got to drive to office 3 days a week, so I knew like I wouldn't have a lot of time. So I did a lot of watching last weekend, and so that's when I still had kind of that power and that energy for the week. And so I got a bit written for the 622 episode. How much will be important in the end? I don't know. The first match is Stunning Steve versus Sam Houston. Stunning Steve of Lady Blossom, and Sam Houston, who like in my head feels like a big deal on the indies, like on the smaller promotions, maybe? Or am I overestimating the importance of Sam Houston in the world of wrestling?
No, Sam Houston was a big deal. Sam Houston was a star in the territory days for a little bit. You know, he was like an up-and-comer guy. He was like the Mid-Atlantic champion. You know, he was like the third tier champ in a territory.
And that's probably the thing where like, I knew him from the wrestling magazines or something, so he kind of seemed like a big deal to me. But the one thing here is Steve is not champ yet.
Nope.
And I love heels, as in the lady shoe as a weapon. Yeah. Lady Blossom pops out the heel. Pop for that every time. And at this one, he is challenging Bobby tomorrow night. So I'm assuming that's when that change happens.
Absolutely.
We get Mr. Hughes versus Jumpin' Joey Maggs. And Jumpin' Joey Maggs kind of feels like our new like George South or something. Like he's kind of here every week now doing his thing. Mr. Hughes gets Miss York and Mr. Morton with them. It's just funny that like Ricky was a face the whole damn time until Robert returned.
Yeah.
He's like,
it's so weird.
Yeah. He's like, Robert, you're so shitty. I'm actually going to just change my whole perspective of life so I don't have to team with you anymore. So that just seemed weird to me. Mr. Hughes is a huge upgrade. We've said that already.
Fucking rules.
We get JR is talking to the Z-Man, and he's 100%, and he is back.
Yeah. Oh, I do remember that, and I remember going, fuck all this.
We're so excited. So then Z-Man's taking on Randy Barber, and I said Randy Barber has a hairline like a video game preset.
Yeah, the Roman one or like a Caesar. You know?
Yeah, like when you're doing like a role playing game, and it's like number 7 with like that's the Randy Barber haircut. DDP and the Stud arrive, and all I wrote down in capital letters was "I swear if," and I don't know what the fuck I meant there. But
his cock falls out of his shorts was probably the next one.
It might have been or something. I don't know. Sting and Bob Cook. He does a promo regarding a Texas death match. He says, "I've never been in a match like that," and I'm like, Sting, I've literally seen you in like 5 matches like that, 8 matches like that. Like, come on. Western Union commercial makes me pop. Sorry. You can see how I was rolling on. You can tell what I was smoking this episode.
Yeah, dude.
The Desperados. There's a Desperados video segment, and I said, they know we're watching, right? Like, it's just like people just messing around. I don't know what the fuck it is really, but yeah, Desperados. It seems like they don't know we're watching or something.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen. Let me just also tell the people that you ribbed the fuck out of me. You were like, "Hey, go back on the June 22nd fucking WCW and time this fucking segment, dude." It was like 6:37, by the way, something like that.
Oh my god!
It's so
long. I'm like,
terrible.
I got halfway through and I was like, I can't even. I don't have the energy to rewind it at this point. Thank you for your service to our country.
Yeah.
Then we get JR with a couple dicks. Scott Steiner's hurt, so Rick's just rolling solo against a couple dicks. And he does appear to have new headgear, or not. I kind of said so. It could have went either way. Rick Steiner takes on Dick Slater. A surprise, couple of dicks jump Rick. And then Big Josh comes in with the save, so that got the crowd all riled up.
Huge pop, yeah.
And look like El Gigante versus JD Wolf, and I said that's Randy Barber's twin. And OMG shows up. OMG, One Man Gang, and Kev are in a preset inset interview, so that's killer stuff there. That's like worthwhile for an El Gigante match. And at the end of the match, Kevin attacks him at the end, and they do a Bundy attack on LG. So before WrestleMania 2, they did the Pearl Harbor attack on Hulk Hogan during SNL, where Morocco held down and Mr. Fuji and King Kong Bunny did a splash, and that's why Hulk had to have his ribs taped. They do the same thing to El Gigante, but with One Man Gang and Kev. Same exact attack.
5 years later.
And you're like, and like, we've peaked. Kevin, OMG have showed up. We've peaked. End of the episode.
They are the MVPs of fucking WCW right now. Let's just call it right now. They're fucking the best, man.
Kev is the best. Yeah. Like, he just shows up and the shit's good. Like, even like if it's bad, it's still kind of good.
Right. Yeah, dude, it fucking rolled. So yeah, that was there was more there. Here's what's very interesting, and I believe I'm correct here. This Flair and Diamond Stud Eaton and Yellow Dog tag from June 29th might be Flair's last like real match on TV.
Oh, that makes sense.
And I did write, just to give Rick a little like, props here. I was like, he went out kind of like a G though, in a way, like in a good way. He puts Eaton and fucking Yellow Dog Pillman over. Like, he makes him look $1 million before he just like fucking dipped with the title belt. I mean, to be fair, like, he made him look real good. The match was gonna suck anyway. Okay, it's a fucking throwaway match on WCW. So
I mean, you just have Scott Hall, Ric Flair, Pillman. I mean, what kind of shit can you possibly get out of this? I don't know.
Fucking awesome. And I said, I guess it could have been a bull drop in.
But we will keep you in our memories. I'm shocked. It's funny. JR will not say that Diamond Stud is over 300 pounds. And I think it's because they wanted to keep his athleticism, but he's 298 pounds, he said.
Oh,
But
nice.
I feel like he wouldn't exceed 300 because they want him to be, a stud can't be 300 pounds. A stud can be 298, I think. And I just had a question. Did Yellow Dog play football?
You know what I heard that he actually did, and I heard that he played for the Cincinnati Bengals, but that's not confirmed.
Oh, okay. I wonder if he won any awards that I think still might be made up. I'm not sure.
Yeah, any award you can make up, he won.
Yeah, I got nothing else. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is kind of our mark of demarcation.
Yeah.
We got our last Flair appearance, 629, like you said. Not really a lot happening beforehand unless you were really high. And then we get to the 7-6 Saturday night.
Well, before that, real quick, just for historical sake, there was a title change on the June 30th main event, and it was again, I mentioned earlier, the physical, finally, 6-man tag titles. JYD, Tommy Rich, no Richard Morton. He boycotted the match. So it was actually 3-on-2 against the Birds and Fantasia. It's literally 2.5 minutes, I think. It's awful. It's amazing. So if you can check that, I highly recommend that clusterfuck. So I did want to put that out there. And this fucking Meadowlands House Show War Games, very quickly, because this is very quick. They do the house show deal that you always hear about, where they're like 5-minute start, and it's Yellow Dog and Barry Windham. Great. Oh, I should say the teams: Sting, Lex Luger, Yellow Dog, and El Gigante. So, woof. And then the heels are even better: Barry Windham, Nikita, Kevin Sullivan, and One Man Gang, dude. This is amazing. So it's a tale of two matches. The early part is fine because it's Barry and Yellow Dog Pillman. I think he played football. And they were fine. There's a really gross DDT at one point. They kind of kill each other. And then, you get the fucking hits in there. You get Sting, Luger. That's cool, right? Nikita comes in. It's fucking awesome from that point on. Gang comes in and is bumping his ass off. I can't stress enough how much bumping he did in this fucking match for everyone. And then Sullivan comes in with the bell hammer, the ring bell hammer. This is great. So the match beyond begins when Gigante gets in, because it's got to be the last 3 minutes. Tops. He comes in. He's throwing lariats, actually. He's moving. I'm like, wow, he's moving. And then right at that point, there's like a moment where Sullivan just kind of goes, and falls. And he basically throws the hammer into Gigante's hand. And he goes, and he grinds the hammer into his belly. And he's like, I give. And that's the fucking match. I had to put that in here. Holy shit, man. You want to talk about just circling the drain shit. And this is the day after it hit newspapers that Flair was leaving. I had to mention that before the July 6th shit. Amazing.
That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy to have to go do the show. Everything just changed in our company. Here you go, War Games. Boom.
One constant is El Gigante, and everyone went, woo, I don't think so.
I'm okay. Thanks.
I'm good. So, yeah.
So we get to the 7-6 Saturday night, and we have a major announcement.
Yes.
And they tease it for a while. And I just kind of on Flair. I'm assuming it's a Flair thing at this point. Going to Stunning Steve versus Johnny Rich.
Yeah.
And I believe Paul Heyman says Johnny Rich is a top contender, and I said, for what?
Yeah, for what? Fucking bag boy?
He's a top contender for what? Having to clean the stalls at the end of the night?
Yeah, relax. Pretty crazy.
Oh, Paul, he says during it that he's watched 40-minute Johnny Rich matches, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Yeah. Fuck all that. No thanks.
How about I love it being called the stun gun. I love it. The stun gun.
Everything about Stunning Steve here is great. It's perfect for 91. He's jacked. He's blonde. He's a douche. He's got the chick. Everything works right now. Speaking of not working, though, how about this Hardliners deal? Pretty shitty.
Again, I wasn't interested in your shit like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
What time doesn't heal those wounds, my friend. Like, and I guess it's kind of just a weird timing thing, even, right? I mean, like the Hardliners come in, and it's literally like, oh, well, we can't wrestle for the titles anyways because Scott's injured, and we're just gonna be in a holding pattern for a bit,
Yeah.
I guess. But at least we have that secondary championship. Oh yeah, and those guys are also the 6-man champions. So anybody complaining about the TK AEW title structure thing, check out this tag team
Seriously.
division right now.
Yeah, and think about it like this. TK never had a title that did not have a physical fucking title belt for a year plus. Like, how many times would they be like, it's for the 6-man belts? And there were never belts. At least there's belts now, for God's sake. That's the shit where I go, dude, Dusty was so lucky in 91 that people just bought whatever. You know, like there wasn't that jaded internet mentality yet. And also it wasn't oversaturated. And there's a lot of factors, but like, man, you know, he really got away with having only like 4 wrestling shows, like airing anywhere in the world at any given time. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Because this is shit. When I tell you that Desperados thing, anything they do is god fucking awful, man. And it is the longest shit. I cannot stress enough how Dusty didn't understand. Brother, no one wants to watch a 9-minute vignette about anyone, let alone fucking the Desperados. So anyway, it's a fucking shithole. Hardliners, I'm telling you right now, we'll have a 10-minute vignette for the Hardliners coming up real soon, dude. Half the fucking episode is going to be a Hardliner thing.
Like, did somebody break their leg during a match and we had to cover for 8 minutes or something? Like, it was crazy.
It's
all right.
crazy.
Next up, we get 2 new characters introduced to us, which required me messaging you afterwards and saying, "Please let me know what the fuck these people said." So what I got was on this first go around, it's Todd Champion and Chip the Firebreaker.
Yep, Firebreaker.
And we're the WCW. No. It all just blended together after WCW. I found out in the next episode they're the WCW Patriots.
Yep. And they end up being, oh, fuck, I can't remember what they end up landing on as a name. But either way, they're just job guys that aren't going to be nothing. So you don't really even have to worry about it, honestly.
Did you catch what their first message was here? Was it don't play with fire, don't play matches?
Yes, that's what it was.
And the second was don't do drugs. So basically, we got don't play with matches and don't do drugs from the WCW Patriots, Chip and Todd.
And let's just say that entire locker room in WCW was doing both as they were cutting that promo.
Yeah.
So, and that's just Michael Hayes. So, yeah, that was amazing. And then you also kind of undersold it. I think it was Todd Champion was the one that did most of the talking, unfortunately. He really shouldn't. You know, he's one of those guys that, like, you shouldn't be talking for anybody. You got an unfortunate voice.
Neither was a win. So yeah.
Man. Okay, brother. First off, too late, and second, okay.
Don't do drugs. I think the second guy was on speed. Dude. I mean, like he just. Okay, Chip.
All right, Chip. Wired like an 8-day clock. I heard you. Yeah, dude. How about that Robert Gibson, Dustin Rhodes tag match on this show? That was fucking kind of bizarre. It was like, oh, kind of a what could have been situation, I guess.
Yeah.
You know? It's like it would have worked probably. Not as well, but that's a fun thought, right? What if Richard Morton would have went elsewhere or got locked up or God knows what in 1991? And,
got locked up.
Who knows, man? That's funny. Dustin's in that weird holding pattern thing right now where he Dusty knows he's good, but he can't really push him because it's political. the Flair thing happened, so it's like, well, I can't fucking put my neck out too much, so let's just kind of slide Dustin back into that. Hey, I'm gonna do an impression of my daddy, baby, because he's already doing that again on promos. He keeps bouncing around on that, which is annoying.
You know what? It was I don't know if it's because I grew up with it, like that was just used to, that's kind of what he was, not necessarily that it was an imitation of his father, but definitely it started standing out more now than it had like in his previous run or even earlier. And when we get to the Bash, oh my God, he's like so Cody, which of course Cody is so Dustin or Dusty, right? So it's like, but like I'm like, oh my God, he has his hair so like Cody looks like Dustin at the Bash. It's kind of wild.
It's really bizarre, man. It's like looking into a million mirrors pointing at each other. And then the only thing I have on that is they finally announced just straight up it's going to be Barry and Luger in the cage for the belt. Okay. We all know how that's going to go, one way or the other. On the 13th, I just had Johnny B. Bad keeps beating job guys and giving them kisses. Oh, and he's mad at PN News. Aren't we all, though?
Yeah, you know, and when they announced it was Barry versus Lex, I'm like, well, fuck, you better build Barry up real fast because like he's been treading water for a while. I mean, just it doesn't seem like it's really, you didn't have anybody else to fall back on, and that's your issue once again, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, the 713 show. Dusty's really into mask gimmicks.
Yeah, he really is. It's weird.
He really is. I don't know if it was Yellow Dog and somebody else on the show. Maybe it was Black Blood. It was like, oh my God. We get Todd and Chip back for their second Dynamite installment of Don't Do Drugs. Appreciate you, bro. We have another Mask of Bounty match for the Yellow Dog. Ron Simmons, Bobby, and Yellow Dog versus Arn, Larry, and Steve.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, like it's a strong lineup there, so appreciate that. But that gets us to the damn Bash already because God knows we deserve this shit.
We did not deserve this fucking pain, and here's the main issue I had with it. Right away, my favorite part is we have the little like walk through the crowd gimmick, like oh cool POV, that'll probably not be an interesting thing to search on a thing called Google in a few years, decade later, so whatever. He walks up to the box office and he just gets 2 tickets. He doesn't pay. He just goes 2 tickets, Great American Match, and that guy goes, fuck yeah, we ain't making no money on this show. Flair left
finally.
Yeah, fuck. Somebody finally asked me for tickets to this fucking show tonight. And we go into a fucking terrible opening match. It is, it's Shivani and JR on the call. They are basically, just think of it like this. They are full damage control. That's their role tonight. Every match starts with them explaining the match. That is how fucking disjointed the booking is. They literally do it for this, so they're like, well, you're going to have a really unique match here. It's going to be a tag, scaffold, capture the flag, clusterfuck deal. And that's what we get. It is a dog shit situation between PN News and Bobby Eaton against Stunning Steve and Terrence Taylor. There is no build to this. None of this matters. They just basically hug the scaffold for good reason, because who wants to fucking take a bump on accident and die? And then Bobby just sort of like breaks away and gets the flag, and that's it. And they run off the scaffold. That is the other funny part, is they like get up there, they're like, fuck it. I swear they told him like, you got to do at least 4 minutes. And they went, all right, fuck. And so they laid up there for like however long it was. And then they fucking fucked off. So respect to that.
They, a lot happened here. Yeah. So this match was such a mess that I messaged you and said I got to listen to the what happened when on the making of this episode.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah, I mean, because this match is the one that made me go, "Holy fuck!" What was thinking? Because
Yeah.
it starts the show on a fart.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's up there. PN News is kind of scared out of his mind. Don't blame you.
No.
And the match kind of ends. Everyone's so confused. It's boring and confusing.
Yeah.
Because what happens is, Bobby goes over there and captures the flag. You had to capture the flag. And the match was over, apparently, but like the ref didn't tell anybody and the bell didn't ring. So they just kept going on for like another 4 minutes. Then all of a sudden, they're all, like you said, they're climbing down the scaffolding. They're halfway down the scaffolding and the bell rings.
Yeah.
And just like, I'm like, wait, was somebody supposed to touch the ground? Like, what the fuck? Like, it was so confusing, but they just didn't have any plan, I guess, or clear communication. And this is what wins this match. Because they just fucking sucked.
Yeah, and the other thing is, this is a common problem throughout this whole show, where the ref will go for the bell, and it takes 7 times of him signaling. That happens again later with, I can't remember the fucking match. It is literally like, I think fucking Gang and Igante or something. Yeah, there's no communication whatsoever here. I think the Flair thing really just like destroyed everyone's brain, which I kind of understand, but it's your own fault, by the way, because you should have just treated him better. We see Shivani and JR again. Like I said, after every match, they explain away what you just saw, and then they try to like amp you up into what's coming next, which unfortunately is just turds. And then we have the illustrious debut, I believe this is debut on WCW at all, of one Eric Bischoff, and he's on ramp duty tonight, and other duty. We'll get into that later. And he's with Paulie and Arn, and they're talking about their big intergender tag cage match with Missy Hyatt and Rick Steiner. And it's only good because Arn talks, but it makes no fucking sense. And that's literally that. I did say that Tony Schiavone looking really great with that sun in his hair. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier.
It's funny. It's kind of when I went back to it, finished it today. I'm like, oh, Tony's hair is very light.
Oh yeah.
So that was kind of funny. I literally have nothing for that. I'm like, it's Paul and Arn and more of this Missy, blah blah blah, Jason Hervey, blah blah blah, whatever. I don't care.
You just keep thinking you're on a jury. You're like, oh fuck, this is not going to end well. And this ended well. Our next match, the Diamond Stud against Z-Man. It's like all the chicks love Z-Man. Okay. And that's like the thing. DDP gets beat up and looks bad. He takes a terrible bump at one point. And then, in a true shocker, this is okay. This is an okay match. Fucking Diamond Stud wins this motherfucker on a really sweet bridging Saito suplex. And you're like, damn, those All Japan tours kind of worked for you there, Scott.
Hey, man, I don't know, maybe you're trying to get some rub off that Flair tag appearance at the end or something. Did Stud have a huge gash on his face at the end?
I think so. Yeah, I think Z-Man just fucking nailed him.
I rewound it twice. The first time, I'm like, is that a gash? And I rewound it. I'm like, yeah, I think so. And it just kind of, whatever it was, happened right at the end, I guess. But it was big. It was like Moxley like came in his pants the first time he saw that gash.
Yeah, it was like, fuck, I just saw IWA Mid-South the first time. Yeah, it was crazy. I didn't write anything down, but I imagine there was another, explain it away JR Schiavone segment. But then after that, the next match was another interesting little newcomer getting an opportunity. Not really. He ends up doing the fucking job. It is Oz against Ron Simmons, who's kind of getting dusted back off. It's like they remembered, oh, fuck, we have Ron Simmons here. And Dusty. That's one thing about Dusty he got from Bill Watts, and it's a credit to him. He always was very aware of that black demographic. He's like, dude, we gotta be catering to these people, man. They're coming, and especially Atlanta, Georgia, WCW.
You're in the South.
Know your audience. There's, and it's just simple fucking common sense. And so that's what we get here. Oz is fucking green as grass. Ron does what he can. There's not much to do. It's not long either way. This kind of Ron getting his first big serious push in WCW.
But yeah, I mean, as bad as the match might be, it might be my third favorite match of the night.
Oh, easy.
But it's a fun match, right? I mean, it's Ron and Kevin, and it's just these two bulls going at it. And we know Oz is new, and Ron is still kind of newer in this role, especially in a single role. I thought it was actually a pretty decent match, considering the shit we've watched already.
Yeah, a lot of shit,
and that which is yet to come.
Yeah, well, and one of those things is our top 10. And don't worry, I wrote it down for us. And you're going to love this. Number 10, Johnny B. Bad.
Nice.
Number 9, Ron Simmons. Number 8, Diamond Stud. So,
okay.
I'm telling you, I think this was like something had to have happened around this time, a little after. Because literally between this to fucking Halloween Havoc, he ends up getting fucking electrocuted at Halloween Havoc or whatever. I know he does the fucking job or something. He's in that Chamber of Horrors bullshit and he doesn't win. So like from there, it like something happened. So anyway, number 7, El Gigante. So at least he's not fucking third. 6 is Arn. 5 is Bobby Eaton. So he's still in the mix. 4 is Stunning Steve, which, I mean, he's, TV champ. He now is officially TV champ. He won it on the 29th, I believe, pro show. He beat Bobby Eaton, or maybe worldwide. Either way. Number 3, Sting. Number 2, Barry. And number 1, Lex. So you know what? Actually, a lot of logic in this top 10 here, outside of what the fuck's El Gigante doing there. And again, where's Nikita? Kind of an interesting, like, why is Nikita not on here?
Yeah.
Either way, that's your top 10. Again, more JR, Shivani, I promise. Please don't turn this off and ask for a fucking refund. And then after that, we get Richard Morton, Robert Gibson, Rock and Roll Collide. And my problem with this, I don't think it's a bad match. I think it is too long. In the end, I just felt like, did we need 6 extra minutes of the working on the knee deal? I don't know.
It's the longest match of the night.
Longest match of the night. And I get it because I get Dusty's thinking in a way. Because they are, if you're looking at this card, they are two, not only of the most experienced wrestlers that you have, but at least there's heat here. And there is, the crowd really reacts. They hate fucking Richard because they're like, fucking, I love the rock and roll. But that's kind of the issue too. It only hits a certain level of heat. And they keep like going for that knee sympathy and it's not working because the issue here is Robert was never the seller of the group. Had you flipped this and Robert turned heel, I know timing doesn't make that happen, but Ricky really is the sympathetic babyface here. He's one of the greatest of all time of the help me, reach out. You're asking Robert to do that now? He's the hot tag. So it's very disjointed and it's bloated as fuck.
If Richard committed to the bit, he would have got his hair cut.
Oh yeah, that too.
You know what I mean? Like they're both like neither one of them gives up the look.
Yeah, no.
They just look like a tag team, just grappling kind of. And yeah, it just takes forever. I wrote down tuxedo shirt. There's a guy in the front row with tuxedo shirt, keeping it classy, liked him. But also Robert attacked Richard before the bell, so Robert was kind of the bad guy there.
The last thing I wrote about it is I said Morton with the fucking computer. There you go. That kind of tells you everything you need to know. And then here it is. You mentioned it earlier. Bischoff got underneath babyface duty in the back with the Young Pistols and Dustin is just ripping off Dusty here. All right, baby. All right. And I'm like, no, dude, that's the one thing I hated about you. Everything else rules right now. And you can't just go back to being your dad. Like, fuck, dude. Your name might as well be Dusty Jr. then if that's what we're doing. It was terrible.
Yeah, one of the Young Pistols says they've been waiting on an elimination match with the Freebirds for a long time.
Yeah.
And, like, how long have they been waiting on an elimination match for? Like a week?
Hey, we don't kink shame on this show, Jim.
Yeah, and we'll talk about. Oh, actually, it's the next match. So great, we got to talk about it almost immediately. Yeah. But this is the one where, yeah, Dusty just seems so Cody, and of course Cody is so Dusty. But yeah, it just really hit me, man.
That's crazy. Yeah. So then
you got the hair slicked back and everything, just like how Cody did.
Freebirds and Fantasia against the Pistols and Dustin, elimination 6-man, and this is fine. You know, another one where I think it went a little too long, maybe. I actually might have all the fucking eliminations here somehow.
I got him here on Cage Match if it's that important. But things that were interesting to me, the Pistols are billed as from Wyoming.
Yes.
And I was like, just make it stand them out from like Dick Murdoch and the like other Texans or something. Like they don't know what the fuck Wyoming is. Just go out there and do it. There's a Dustin sucks chant during the match.
Of course, gotta love that. Baltimore classy.
And he busts out the Dusty elbow, the Bionic elbow. Yes. And then the Freebirds are 6-man champs and the U.S. champs. I'm like, holy shit! And they feel like literally in the least 5 least important things on the show, any given episode.
Oh, yeah. They don't matter at all.
This match is a long time before the first elimination. Yes. A long time. There's a Jim Baker reference. Jim Baker was, I don't know if he was the PLO guy, but he was the one with Jessica Hahn. And I was sleeping with her. She was a secretary at his church, I think. Could be Swagger. I don't know. The late 80s, early 90s is all about, it's going to surprise you guys, but a lot of Christian leaders being immoral pieces of shit and sexually abusing others. I know. All times have changed. So the first pistol gets pinned. It's a double DDT. And he rolls out of the ring. And then the other pistol comes in. Yep. Charges at Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes ducks, and the other pistol goes flying over the top rope. So then the referee disqualifies Michael Hayes for ducking. And it's just like, okay, that's stupid. I think I rewound this twice. Okay. So then what happens here is, I need to get off on a rant here, because specifically the Young Pistols and Dustin beforehand talked about when you lose, you got to go back to the locker room.
Yeah.
So Michael Hayes is eliminated, and he's yelling at the ref, I shouldn't have been eliminated. And he talks to Big Daddy Dink and says, I shouldn't have been eliminated. And he makes his way back to the locker room. The other pistol lays on the ring ramp for like the next 3 minutes, just laying there. And I'm like, motherfucker, you're the one that was so gung-ho about, you got to go back to the locker room. And he's literally like just like waiting there until by the time his partner gets pinned, he is just at the top of the exit ramp. And so that pissed me off. Yeah. I say, why is Armstrong still in the fucking apron? And also when he got DDT, he like flipped on it.
Yeah.
He didn't land on his head. He landed on his back on a DDT.
Yeah.
So part of me was kind of like, oh, maybe he's hurt. But then I'm like, he's not fucking hurt. He's just laying there waiting for his broke back buddy there to accompany him to the locker room. There's another double DDT that gets rid of the other pistol.
Of course.
Dustin comes in, just does a lariat on Garvin, pins him. And then at the end, it's what's his name now? Bad Street. What's his new name? Fantasia. So Fantasia and Dustin at the end. Fantasia's kind of fun though, because he's like leaping over the ropes. Like he's kind of got some energy where the rest of the Freebirds just don't. At the end, it's a fun. Dustin gets Fantasia in a bulldog, runs across the ring and does a drop kick against Big Daddy Dink to hit the bulldog. Really fucking cool finish to the match. So I'll give them that. And the crowd popped for that at least. They might have said Dustin sucks earlier, but they were cheering at the end.
Yeah, they loved that. The finish made it worth it. I don't know why it needed to be fucking elimination. I guess they're throwing every gimmick at this fucking thing.
But why is it elimination when you can go for the damn title? You literally have the fucking 6-man title there.
I know.
Why wouldn't you have it on the line? Why did you guys prefer an elimination match as opposed to a title match? You stupid Wyoming fucks.
Yeah, stupid, man. I bet you the fucking public school system in Wyoming's fucked.
Jesus Christ, playing so much about that Yellowstone show. I'm like, oh, they're all fucking idiots out there, I tell you.
Speaking of yellow, buddy, the yellow dog against Johnny B. Bad. He does come to the ring with a cute dog. That was great.
He does. That was cute.
You could not make this more obvious that it's Brian Pillman if you tattooed it on the mask. I'm Brian Pillman. He doesn't bother to do any moves that aren't his. And I get it because it's a stupid fucking gimmick. And the fact that they're doing it is ridiculous. Johnny B. Bad, I mean, he gets more and more extra by the week. I love that. My only thing is he's green as shit here. And there is a good while of this match where you can just see Brian Pillman going like, okay, now. There is so much calling it in the ring, man.
There's so much talking in this match.
Yeah.
I wrote that down. I mean, like they're just talking back and forth a whole lot, and you can tell it's not in a Johnny B like taunting way. It's in a okay. Now we're going to do this. One thing that's mentioned in the match is that the shackles have been released from JR. He can talk about Johnny B. Bad's boxing history, and so he does let us know that Johnny B. Bad does hold a victory over Razor Ruddock, who does become a world champ at one point. So it's pretty cool. Probably back in his Golden Gloves days. Match ends with a disqualification when Teddy just goes, all right, we only got paid for 8 minutes. Jumps in the ring and just gets on Yellow Dog's back, trying to unmask him.
It's fucking stupid. So there you go. We got Bischoff again, and oh man, you want to talk about, all right, someone's going to get deposed, and it is Eric Bischoff because he is in the back, and I don't know how Dusty, I mean, it's got to be Dusty's idea. He went, hey, so we got a lot of shit when she went in the men's locker room. We're going to have this new motherfucker that looks like Ken go into the missus locker room, and she's in the shower. That's going to work. And it is so like corny because it's so obviously she's not fucking showering. You know what I mean? But it's like,
why? Because her hair is all dry?
Well, that, and it's just like, you're not really going to do this. But it's like, why even bother with this shit? You know? Like, I can't even think of a time that this shit worked. When did this ever work? Was this ever an effective move? Like, anyone ever buy, like, I'm going to see a titty on TV right now. What is the appeal? Like, how bizarre of a human can you be that this is appealing to you?
It's just so strange because Eric approaches the door. He hears the assistant goes in, hears the assistant talking to Missy. The assistant leave. He walks into the antechamber and hears the shower running. Yeah. So you know she's showering. Then he goes over and knocks on the door and opens the door. Like, bro, you hear her showering. Like,
so weird.
Wouldn't the polite thing to be like, wait, or at least have the cameraman stay back a little bit? I don't know. It's just stupid. And this is where I noticed Tony dyed his hair.
Yeah, definitely sun in time. And so, what do you do after you film a woman getting walked in on in the bathroom in a very creepy moment? You go right into a useless fucking match. Black Blood against Big Josh. And how funny was it when you listen to what happened when all Tony Schiavone kept saying was, I don't know why, but when Billy Jack was in the company for those like 2 months, all I know that I remember he did was Black Blood before he'd hit his finish. And I don't know why that popped me so hard. But like hearing Tony Schiavone do his shitty shit is great, dude.
He's from a small town in France.
Yeah, Black Blood. And then he goes, man, for him being from France, he sure the fuck knows English real good.
Like, give him a French name. Give him like the Noir, like whatever blood is in France. Like it's just so. Yeah, but he's Black Blood. He's from France. He's from a small town in France. You wouldn't know it.
And baby, his name is Black Blood. You don't even get it. And this, you know what's sad? This is
everything.
Yeah, definitely after this show. This match is up there for me. You want to know why? Because at least it had the like I want to say odor, but it is almost a positive. It has an aroma of, hey, You owed me $200 in Portland 10 years ago. I'm getting my receipt. They beat the shit out of each other, though. There's a couple moments here where I'm like, oh my God. But then it just sucked. And that's the only thing that kept it back. The hardliners are on the outside. I hate that I have to keep saying that fucking name.
JYD's out there.
JYD.
Dustin's out there.
Oh.
Some dude with a mullet. I didn't recognize, some like fat heel with a mullet or something.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't feel like a feud that has escalated to the lumberjack portion, but I guess they're
No.
both lumberjacks. One's a lumberjack in France and one's a lumberjack in the Northwest, and they got to have a lumberjack match as a result, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. I guess they
the match
both
ends
fucking
with
trash.
Dustin hitting Black Blood in the leg.
Yeah.
And then Big Josh realizes, oh, I can do a roll up pin, and he does it.
Oh.
It's just
Dog shit.
I'm happy. I'm happy for you.
Oh, and then so after that, another J.R. Shivani explain it away moment. I swear to God, it's not verbatim, but like paraphrasing. They literally, as a way to like put over Elegante, he has really learned so much English so fast. Yeah, but it's about that wrestling thing that he hasn't gotten better at. And in fact, I would argue Elegante is one of the few people ever in the history of wrestling that got worse over time. And with that said, it is time for him to wrestle One Man Gang. And there's a little promo here with Kevin Sullivan that is so beautiful because it is one of the few times you see Kevin Sullivan. Like, he already came out with fucking Oz in the wizard mask, right? He's like booking, I'm sure, half the fucking show. That's why it's a mess like it is. And he comes out, man, and it's the best phoned in promo I've ever heard. Because let's be real, you can see it on his fucking face, especially when you watch like the Peacock 4K version of this show. You literally, he's like, all right, and then it's the third eye, the lady with the third eye. He goes all into every shtick buzzword of his universe, and then he's just like, all right, let's go.
It feels like
It's amazing.
like the Hardy Broken universe.
Yeah.
Like this is their uncle or something. Because yeah, they're just in their own little world. I would love if there had been a documentary crew following them around. That would have been great. Yeah, so you get One Man Gang versus El Gigante in the Battle of the Giants. Like every match has a special thing.
Yes.
So this one's the Battle of the Giants. Okay, I'm gonna say something that is gonna be very controversial because the match rating for this is a 108.
Yeah.
I think this might be the best El Gigante match.
Easily.
I'm not saying like it's good. I'm just saying like it's the best one he's had.
You want to know why?
And why? Because OMG.
Yeah, OMG fucking bumps like a cruiserweight for him here.
It's great. He gets off the top rope. I mean, like, yeah, it's great. At the end, the plan is Kev gives OMG a powdery substance. Which Elegante hits back into One Man Gang's face and then gets the pin. And I know we both want to make the joke that it's Kevin's Coke. But one thing we both know is Kevin would never waste his Coke on Elegante like that. So
it might be his ketamine, but it is not his Coke, okay?
Yeah, it is not his Coke. So we're not even going to make that joke, people.
Yeah, come on. Have some taste, for God's sake.
He's not going to waste his Coke like that.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
He's from Florida. He gets the good shit.
Fuck yeah. And believe me, I have to drive with those people. They are on cocaine. We get another little, they love to recap 90 things you've already seen. We get that again with the Sting Nikita build. But here it is, Sting Nikita Koloff Russian chain match. To me, easily match of the night. I mean, it was great. I mean, it was just, again, Nikita and Sting have this beautiful fucking chemistry that is like weird. It's like, how did they not go after this more?
All right, I'll let you call the match great, and it's great in regards. It's Nikita and Sting,
right?
But the chain is approximately 40 feet long. And
Yeah.
they get to a point where Sting's like, I have to drag Nikita with me. And it's like, no, you just got to walk.
Yeah.
And they spend all this time trying to drag their opponent to touch the corner. And I'm like, this thing's long enough where you can go get a hot dog from the stand and come back and then touch the ring post. It's so fucking long. So, like, it just was very logically weird
Very.
of just, why are you guys going, why are you working so hard? Just touch that shit. Do it right now at the start of the
Yeah.
match. Guys, your opponent's down. Somebody went outside the ring. Just go touch that shit because it's long enough. You can just hit every turnbuckle. At the end, it gets to the third, and they've all touched, and then it's the photo finish, but Nikita wins. He stays, I guess, undefeated apparently in the Russian chain match.
Yeah, because I can remember all those barn burners that he had on tape that I don't remember any of the others.
I think he had to have me against Magnum. Absolutely against Magnum.
Surely.
I would put money
I
on
don't know if
that.
it's on tape, though.
But I wonder if they messed it up because you know how Nikita is in kilos for his weight. I wonder if you're like, we need a 5-foot chain. They really got like 5 meters.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so long. And Nikita's like, that's how I do it, man. I just fuck
Yeah,
y'all up
dude, it's long,
with a
bro.
metric system.
I'm all
That's
about,
a your
I'm
issue,
all about
guys.
long, man. And they're just looking at him like, all right, dude. And he's like, remember those fucking edging promos I did like 6 months ago? And they're like, yes, we do. And we're very concerned. But
This chain also will attach to nipples.
you can put it around your
Just-
neck for a
You've
David
been-
Carradine situation. And they're like,
You've been hanging out with Kevin too much.
yeah, fuck. But in all honesty, this was sadly, and this is what I mean. It was probably match of the night, and that's like kind of an indictment as well, because it wasn't very long. It wasn't really. I say great. It was great for this show.
I feel like that preview video is half as long as the match.
Yeah.
And it's almost the same thing with the Lex and the Barry. It feels like it's like half as long as the match. You just trying to kill time or something. And then this is the point where we're going to Lex and Barry in the cage. And I'm like, why is there another segment after this?
Oh, dude.
And then I learn why.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get Lex and Barry in the cage. I mean, I don't really have much to say about it until the end.
Well, before that, though, I can't believe you skipped over this because JR went ahead and gave us literally the entire breakdown of Lex Luger's football.
Oh, yeah.
He literally went from, well, originally he was with Joe Paterno Penn State, and then he went to Miami, and then after that year, he went to the CFL. He was in the Grey Cup game at 19 years old. Anyway, after that, he went on to fucking bumfuck Egypt, and I think he was the Memphis Showboats, and anyway, then he went to Florida.
He was teammates there with Herschel Walker, and he graduated from the University of Georgia in 1983, and he's like Rain Man with useless football facts for us.
I think he took a shower at Reggie Wayne one time at one of the All-Star games. Anyway, and dude, you can see Tony Schiavone check the fuck out because Tony Schiavone's like, I don't give a fuck at all. If it's not Georgia Bulldogs, I'm not listening to you. And it's not because it's not Dan Spivey. Shout out, by the way. Dan was not on this show. First Dan miss of a page.
Dan fired, I believe.
Oh fuck!
I think I heard that on the What Happens when I think they mentioned, or I saw it somewhere, he wouldn't job to somebody and got fired. Maybe
I buy that because Dan hasn't done a job in I think a year and a half. In WCW.
I believe it was PN News. I believe they wanted him to job to PN News, and Dan was like, "Fuck no."
Yeah, no, that was the right move. Fuck PN News. Anyway, so we got the crash course, and then after that, my issue with Barry and Lex isn't that I thought it was a bad match. I think for a main event, it wasn't enough regardless of anything around it, like Flair, yes or no. Right away, this cage is so shitty. It's so bad. It comes down from the ceiling and it literally looks like it's twisted. It's just bent to fuck. It looks terrible.
Yeah, and they were definitely in killing time mode before this.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they had an issue getting the cage down or what the situation was, because they were just like dragging with, like, we talked about how long that was, the intro, but I feel like they were just trying to kill time at a certain point.
Terrible. My issue too is like there were a couple times where this almost kind of became great, and like it would go into we want Flair chance, or it would just die. Nobody gave a fuck about this match. And then they make it worse and they bring out the most I mean, bullshit. Like a guy whittled this fucking makeshift world title belt. I mean, it looked so bad. It looked like a plumber put it together. And so that doesn't help, you know. And it just kind of sucked. And then Harley Race and Mr. Hughes just walk down the ramp. And even JR and Shivani are like, I don't know what they're doing. Harley just looks at Lex, who's selling at the time, and he goes, you know what to do? And does like the pile driver fucking motion. And he just gets up, hits pile driver 1, 2, 3, and wins the belt. He doesn't like spit on Barry. He doesn't like do anything mean really. And then Harley and Mr. Hughes just kind of raise his hand. He doesn't really show the belt because, I mean, it's hideous. And they just fuck off into the darkness. It's like watching the Zapruder film almost. It's like really kind of eerie how they just went, all right, new world champion, don't ask questions, get the fuck out.
Yeah, kind of felt like, all right, we're already fucked. Let's just fucking blow it. Let's blow it up, and we're starting over fresh next week. Like it's new. It's a new season. Is Barry a good guy now? I don't know. Is Lex a bad guy now? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's with Mr. Hughes. He's a bad guy. I don't know what Harley Race is doing. Like it's just so confusing and just. But we still haven't gotten to like the most important match of the night, obviously, because that would be the main event.
This is the best part of the show. Because this happens. JR on commentary says, I'm very confused. I don't really know what is going on right now. We'll tell you later. And you're going, later? Show's over. Nope. We hear some more music and out come Arn and Paulie. And then Missy Hyatt and Rick Steiner. And then the weirdest thing of the show occurs. Because you're like, okay, like really? This is the main event of the Great American Bash in 1991. Kinda. Because right before the match, right before Missy gets in the cage, I can't believe I've said it 9 times already, but the hardliners come out again, and they literally kidnap Missy Hyatt. There's no other word for it. Dick Murdoch picks her up, and then he drops her, by the way. That was amazing. I was like, wow, he drops her. Thankfully, not too bad. And they just carry her out. And then the weirdest part of this is not even that. It's that Rick Steiner's like, I was going to kill him anyway. And it's like a 2.5 minute fucking match. And it's a literal just waste of time. I don't understand what the fuck Dusty was thinking here. I don't understand what Jim Herd was thinking when he went, it sounds like a great idea, Dusty. I don't know what happened, but it happened, unfortunately. And basically what happened is, the gist of it is, Arn fucking just took a bunch of bumps from Rick. And then at the end, Paulie came in. He was like, I wore my cowboy boots to beat him up. And he fucks up. And then he hits him with the phone. And then Rick just sort of no-sells it and gets up, and Steiner lines the fuck out of Paulie. That's the highlight of the whole match because it's hilarious to see him get hit. 1, 2, 3. And that is just it. That is the actual end of the Great American Bash.
If I recall correctly, the last show we watched, they had the same match planned, but they couldn't do it because of the athletic commission.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let men and women wrestle together, which is weird because we get here and they still don't do it.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange. Like, oh, we delayed that by a month and a half for not much of a payoff at all, really. Like, it sucks that this is what Rick Steiner's doing.
Yeah.
Like, who's the U.S. champ right now?
Fucking Lex. So he's about to not be the U.S. champion.
And so I'm like, can't we have Rick Steiner going for the U.S. title or something? Like going against Steve?
Yeah.
You know, a Steve Rick feud for the TV title or something. Like, I'm just sad that like this is what Rick's doing.
Crazy, man. Well, that was the Great American Bash. I got some bad news for us because this is another moment in time. Do you want to guess when the next big show is after this? This was July 14th.
I think I saw it go like the full page.
I'm
going to guess September.
Yeah, it's September 5th. It's Clash of the Champions 16, Fall Brawl 91. And this is a crazy card. We just saw a crazy card. This is really crazy. The dark match, Thomas Rich, so spoiler, somebody else joining the York Foundation, against Joey Maggs. I'm sure that was a barn burner. The opening of the show is a battle royal. Here's the participants: Tracy Smothers, PN News, Thomas Rich.
So I just saw one of the names. I was like, holy shit, Ranger Ross isn't in prison yet.
Oh my God, I know. Oz, One Man Gang, Stunning Steve, El Gigante, Barry Windham, who was just in the main event for the World Championship, Dustin Rhodes, Big Josh, Terrence Taylor, Beautiful Bobby Eaton, Ranger Ross, as you just mentioned, the Z-Man, and Buddy Lee Parker. I'm sure that's an incredible fucking little deal there. Next, we've got the inaugural WCW Light Heavyweight Championship Tournament semifinal match, Badge Street. So now he's back to Badge Street again. Great. So Fantasia, now he's Badge Street against Flying Brian. So during our watch through, Yellow Dog dies. He comes back in the in the shadow, I guess. And then another development, U.S. Championship match. The champion Sting defends against Johnny B. Bad. Holy good Lord. Another semifinal in the Light Heavyweight Championship title tournament. Mike Graham against Richard Morton. Holy shit. That's going to be a fart in church. Tag match. Fabulous Freebirds against the Patriots. Firebreaker Chip and Todd Champion. Your boys.
They're not U.S. tag champs here, apparently.
Or they're just, why do we got to use them? Fuck it. Ron Simmons on the Beat Up All the Future NWO Members tour goes up against Diamond Stud. So we can probably guess how that goes. Van Hammer, which I don't know if this is his debut, but the legend Van Hammer against Terrence Taylor. World TV title. This is probably easily going to be the best match on the goddamn deal. Stunning Steve defending against Z-Man. And then the main event of this show, folks. World Tag Title Tournament Final. So we've got 9 tournaments going on right now in WCW. So when all else fails and you lose Ric Flair, your world champion, do a tournament. Bill Kazmaier. So he not only has debuted, he's now in the finals for the tag titles. And Rick Steiner against the new team of the Enforcers, Arn Anderson and Larry Zbyszko. They're amazing, so that's a positive going forward. They have a nice run as a tag team. Holy shit. They put a lot of shit in the bag. That is the fucking summer of 91. Wow, man. That's wild. That's some wild shit, buddy.
Boy, let's see how long that light heavyweight title sticks around for.
I'm going to assume not long at all. So there you go. So that is our fucking, our dealio. As usual, you are the smartest man alive. Your fucking social media, the JIMDB, everywhere that matters. I am Troubles, WRES, Troubles Rests, everywhere as well now. I finally got that streamlined. I'm trying to think. Oh, Substack. I'm Troubles Weekly over there. Writing a bunch of shit these days. I put out a new Troubles Weekly today, number 7. Yeah. There's a lot of irons in the fire, but there's things that I can't announce yet. So that's a good one. So that next year's going to be fucking busy as balls. But anywho, unless you got something, buddy, to add, I am good this week. We fucking had a hell of a watch along.
Yeah, great time. It was the Great American Bash is definitely overstating it. It was kind of A disappointing American get together, I would say.
Yeah, it was American dystopia. So, with that said, folks, don't be an asshole online. Enjoy what you enjoy, and have a good one.